Forced Smile, Chapter 12. Before I got to my room, the front door opened and I heard my mom and a few other voices. I walked downstairs, and there before me stood my brothers, my stepsister, and my dad's girlfriend. I'd only met my siblings 4 times. One of them was 17, and his name was Andrew, and the other was 14, and his name was Joseph, and my sister was named Loki. She was 15. Andrew walked over to me and lifted me up, hugging me. "Hey, Scarlett," he whispered. Tears welled up in my eyes, and I squeezed him. I loved my stepbrothers. "Andrew, I missed you," I cried. Joseph walked over, too, with Loki and hugged me from behind. "I missed you guys," I whispered, wiping my eyes. I looked over at my dad's girlfriend, Vanessa, and smiled. She gave me a warm smile back and walked over to my mom and Richard, and they started talking. "Scar, why don't you and the kids go to your room?" my mom said. I nodded and led them to my room. "It's not very big, I know," I muttered. Andrew laughed and walked into my room, sitting on my bed. Joseph sat next to him, and Loki stood next to the window. "What shall we do?" I asked. "We could watch movies," Joseph said, and him and Andrew raided my DVD shelf. Loki sighed. "Okay, then," I smiled. They picked out a few horror films. "Does Jenny let you watch horror films?" Andrew asked, talking about my mom. "Yes," I smiled. "Did Robert let you watch them?" I said. I didn't want him to call him Dad in front of him. They both nodded. "You guys can pick," I smiled. They both chose The Exorcist. I glared at them. "Loki, are you sure you wanted to watch this?" I asked her. She grinned and nodded. We all sat on the bed, and I sat next to Andrew. At the scary bits, I'd hug him tightly, and he'd laugh and hold me. When the movie ended, I was nearly crying. It was 6 p.m. "That was scary," I whispered. Andrew ran his hands through my hair. "It's all right. It's not real," he whispered. My mom shouted at all of us, and we all came downstairs. "All right, guys, me, Vanessa, and Richard have talked, and we decided you guys are going to move in with us," my mom said, smiling. I looked at her. No. If they move in, I might not be able to see Jeff again." "Really?" Joseph asked. "Yes, we are all going to be a nice, happy family," Vanessa smiled. "All right, Scarlett. You're going to stay here alone. Me, Vanessa, and Richard and the kids are going to Vanessa's house to get all their belongings. So, can you set all the rooms up, honey?" Mom smiled. I nodded, and they all walked out the door to the 9-seater car. I locked the door inside. "Well, this is great," I shouted. "Calm down, Scarlett," said a voice from the kitchen. Jeff. He walked into the living room. "It's not fair. I'll probably never be able to see you again with too many people living here," I whispered. "Shh, you will. I promise," he smiled. "Come on, I'll help you," he said, holding my hand and walking up the stairs. I unlocked the guest rooms. Our house used to be a B&B, so we had a lot of rooms. We had 3 spare rooms, one for Vanessa, one for Loki, and one for Andrew and Joseph. All 3 rooms were cream and contained 2 beds per room. Me and Jeff pushed the beds together in Vanessa and Loki's room, forming a double bed. I opened the curtains in all the rooms. They all showed our back garden. "Thanks, Jeff," I smiled. "I guess I'll be going," he said. I grabbed his arm. "You said you'd tell me why there was blood on your dog," I said. He sighed. "Well, I love him so much, but I can be a bit abusive to him," Jeff said sadly. "Oh," I said. "Sorry you had to find out about that," he muttered. It's fine," I said, hugging him. "Are you okay?" he whispered. I bit my lip softly. Jeff knelt down and put his hand over the area where my heart was. "Your heart is beating quickly," he chuckled. He dressed my ribcage with his fingers. "Am I the only one he knows?" he asked, pulling my shirt down. You and Richard," I said. He nodded. "You'll be okay. I have to go," he said. I nodded, and he jumped out the window. I sighed. This would be a very long night. A Forced Smile, Chapter 13. I walked back to my room and found a note on my bed. It said, "Please look after Smile, Jeff." I heard the doorbell ring and I ran downstairs to get it. I opened it and there stood Smile, looking at me. I grinned and ran my hands through his fur and brought Smile inside. Just as the car pulled up and everyone got out holding boxes and bags. Okay, Smile. No biting, no growling, no jumping, no scratching. Okay? I said to him. He sniffed and ran around in circles. When my mom came in, she stared at Smile. Scarlet? There is a dog in the house, she said. He's called Smile. I'm looking after him for my friend, I said. She nodded and Loki spotted Smile, running towards him and stroking him. Oh my gosh, he's so cute, she gleamed. Smile rubbed his head against her hand. He's called Smile, I said. She smiled. Hey guys, want to play Truth or Dare with me and Joseph? Andrew said, walking over.